Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. According to this path, that is path of devotion. According to this path, first comes bhakti, then bhava. When bhakti mature, first comes the bhakti, devotion to God, then it gets converted into bhava. Bhava is intense feelings. Devotion is I am devoted to God. I am doing everything for the sake of God. I am worshipping. All these are parts of all the ritualistic part, non-ritualistic, conventional understanding. We follow our own way to worship God, our own feelings. Many of the householders in the houses, they have their own understanding of God, their own way. They don't follow the standard ritualistic worship and all. They wipe the photos, or pictures, give bath, and all this without any ritualistic part. Just as if he is one of the family members, how we look after a family member or a guest. Same way it is done, giving offering this, that and all, without any mantras or what the priests do, that may not be there. Lighting a lamp, offering an incense stick, flowers, this is most simplest one. A little offering is there, food offering, it is a little more. Otherwise, lamp, incense stick, and flowers are very common. Then it goes on expanding. Whatever I prepare in the kitchen, I offer to God and give. These things are another aspect. So all this comes under the devotion, bhakti. Then intense feeling. He keeps the offering in the front and waits how he might be receiving it. I have prepared after taking bath with great devotion. Devotion, it comes into picture. Devotion. Oh, God will accept this one. Maybe I may not be able to see him eating, but the love with which I have done, the strain I have taken, all this he will be able to understand and receive the food that I offer, the flowers that I bring from the garden. So it is converted into, while doing cooking for God, she is in so much of feelings. I am doing this for God, I am doing. While offering, slowly bhava. This is called bhava, feeling, intense feeling that is associated with this bhakti, devotion. Devotion is attached to this intense feeling of God accepting and my giving, bhava. That is, slowly it matures still into, I am feeling the full living presence of God. Bhakti, when bhakti matures, higher than bhava is mahabhava and prema. An ordinary mortal does not attain mahabhava and prema. He who has achieved these has realized the goal. That is to say, he has attained God. Now, you see, mahabhava, bhava and even while singing, you can see in bhajan singing, many shed tears. Tears of joy, tears of longing, tears of separation from God, tears of having wasted the lifetime If I had given the lifetime wholeheartedly to God, I would have realized Him. All these things, tears. Now, the Ramkrishna is telling here, Mahabhava. Mahabhava, it cannot be attained by ordinary jivas because it is like a bulb. We have 220 volts current supply. There are so many varieties of bulb within that range of electricity. We have tube lights, we have different wattage bulbs. But suppose in the same bulb, sometimes 440 volts go, it fuses off, it cannot bear. For 440 volts, if you want the bulb, you have to make another bulb which can bear that high voltage. Anything is whether it is designed or it is fit for that. Bulbs are bulbs. Some bulbs are there 110 volts. Some bulbs are there which can go up to 220 volts. It can go 440 volts. 1000 volts bulb also I can create, giving more light. But the lower bulbs cannot bear that. The experience. When Swami was telling, if one more spiritual experience this body gets, it will crash down. The whole bodily existence, it will be just like a glass sheet left from the hand. It falls into pieces. Like that, it will be my state of this bodily existence. How many types of samadhis he might have experienced, how many ways of seeing God he might have passed through. And the present state, it's beyond its bodily limits to go to that level. Even in weightlifting, you can see in snatch, in the weight that they lift, in jerk, the weight there, each one has his maximum that he can lift. Another competitor, he can lift much more. 200 kilos a person can lift. Another person hardly 20 kilos. The structure is such, it's bearable limits. Mahabhava doesn't come for ordinary mortals, does not attain Mahabhava and Prema. He who has achieved these has realized God, that is to say, he has attained God. Pundit, in expounding religion, one has to use great many words. Master, while preaching, eliminate the head and tail. That is to say, emphasize only on the essentials. The Pandit and Mani Malik became engaged in conversation. Master is while preaching, eliminate head and tail. That is to say, emphasize on the essentials. In every field, in everything, there are essentials and non-essentials. Now, even when we go to market, we want to buy an object, you can see the cover on that. How attractive, how much it costs, so much. The cover in which they are packing. Suppose these chips and all that, very little will be there, full of air, pumped inside. Only handful will be there. But the outer cover is so attractive, but non-essential. It has no purpose. Just eat the inner chips and throw away the external cover. To attract people, it was done. Now, what is, when we buy, we see how much is there. What is the cost per? Suppose I do at home, how much it would cost, and how much I have to pay for this. Is it worth? Because essential is only very little, non-essential is equally great. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, teach the essential alone, non-essential. Now get up in the early in the morning. This, whenever you get up, if it is a bit late also doesn't matter. It is for the discipline that you have to build up. It is, many things are there which are non-essentials. You have to take the bath and sit on a particular place, a holy place, wipe the place and keep everything clean. Then take the japamala and don't do the japamala here and there. Keep it back immediately and go to your work. Again, in the when you are doing japa, you must be clean. This cleanliness, these things are to gain the faith. Once he has faith in mantra and in God's presence, and he has faith in the existence of God, then he has to know no place, no limitations. With God there is no limitation. No, even a single rule, if you keep, you'll be away from God, far off. You think, I can meet God only when the shrine is open, when temple is open. Already, that one rule has already brought the distance between me and God. It is like mother. If I keep any rule with my mother, then I cannot avail her. Suppose mother keeps also, only between 10 and 11 people can come and meet me. Or child keeps I will meet mother only between 10 and 11. That is the time when I am free. Then she may not be free when you are free. And how much distance it creates, you see. Take appointment from mother and meet. What appointment with God? He is ever present, He is within you, without you, pervading you. Where is the cleanliness and uncleanliness? He is there when you are clean or unclean. You are taken bath or not taken bath. These things, to form the discipline, it is good, but it is not good to continue for long. Once the faith develops, all these non-essentials you have to drop and cultivate pure love of God. Here the essentials and non-essentials come into picture very broad, very firmly, clearly. How much of time is wasted in attending to the non-essentials. But if the non-essentials are carriers, it is good. It's a sacrifice for others. By following a particular pattern and all, the next generation is going to pick up nicely. For the sake of next generation, I have to continue doing these things. Even if I don't need it. Though it is non-essential for me, it becomes essential for others. The Pundit and Mani Malik became engaged in conversation. Mani was a member of Brahmo Samaj. The Pandit argued vehemently about the good and bad sides of the Samaj. Sri Ramakrishna was seated on small coach and looked on, smiling. Presently he remarked, "This is the tamasic aspect of sattva, the attitude of a hero. This is necessary. One should not hold one's tongue at the sight of injustice or untruth. This is very difficult to follow, though it is essential. This is necessary. One should not hold one's tongue at the sight of injustice and untruth. Suppose a bad woman wants to drag you from the path of righteousness. You must then assume the heroic attitude. Say, "What? You witch? You dare injure my spiritual life? I shall cut your body into two right now." With a smile, Sri Ramakrishna said to the Pundit, "Mani Malik has been following the tenets of Brahmo Samaj a long time. You can't convert him to your views. Is it an easy thing to destroy old tendencies? Once there lived a very pious Hindu who always worshipped Divine Mother and chanted her name. When the Muslims conquered the country, they forced him to embrace Islam. They said to him, 'You are now Musliman. Say Allah. From now on, you must repeat only the name of Allah.' With great difficulty, he repeated the word Allah, and every now and then blurted out Jagadamba. Allah, Allah, immediately, suddenly from inside, unrestrained, the Jagadamba term is coming because of the habit. At that, Muslims were about to beat him. Thereupon, he said to them, "I beseech you, please do not kill me. I have been trying to I am trying my utmost to repeat the name of Allah, but our Jagadamba has filled me up to the throat. She pushes out Allah, all love." To the Pundit, Sri Ramakrishna is telling now, please don't say anything to Mani Malik. You must know that there are different tastes. There are also different powers of digestion. He is arguing trying to convince him about his path. Usually we see this trend. You go to any spiritual organization or anywhere, they accept your path, but they want you to follow their path. Now, Sri Ramakrishna has taught almost all people God can be realized in any path, through any path, and you can as many paths, so many ways to reach, and all this we constantly hear. All after Thakur Sri Ramakrishna's coming, it's very clear and specific that all religions are genuine and they can take to God. And he has worked on it. All paths in Hinduism, Shaiva, Shakta, Vaishnava, then the 6 darshanas, Shad Darshana, then 64 tantras, all these paths he has practiced and seen. Oh, it makes me reach ultimate truth. And other religions also, he passed through practicing it and reached the same one reality. We call by different names and take different paths to reach it. But when these people, almost all spiritual organizations say all religions are true and it can take you to God. But each spiritual organization wants all religion, but you follow mine. Nobody wants to go You go in your path, I will help you. I will try to give you the spiritual version of what they say. You can go beyond, you can go beyond, you can go beyond. Follow your own path, I am with you. This understanding and whatever is there in other religions and other paths, which is good and great, which is helping mankind, I must be able to immediately absorb it into my life and include in my sadhana. Then it has meaning. Like that, she wants to force, trying to impose, argument is going on. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, you can't, because he has been practicing from long time that path, and you cannot, just by arguing with him, you cannot drag him into your path. So, it's very clear. Each has his own path, each has his own liking, each has his own nature, each has his own taste, and allow them to go in their own way. Help whatever help you can give to them to go in that path. Please don't say anything to Mani Malik. You must know that there are different tastes, there are also different powers of digestion. God has made different religions and creeds to suit different aspirants. By no means all are fit for the knowledge of Brahman. Therefore, the worship of God with form has been provided. The mother brings home a fish for her children. She curries part of the fish, part she fries, and with the other part she makes pilau. By no means all can digest the pilau, so she makes fish soup for those who have weak stomachs. Further, some wants pickled or fried fish. There are different temperaments. There are differences in the capacity to comprehend. God has made all paths for the people. Various tendencies of mankind. Each one has his own way to go. He will make his own, just like water makes its own way. No two ways. Just pour a water in one place and go and pour in the another place. They take different ways, but reaching the same end. All sat in silence. Sri Ramakrishna said to the Pundit, "Go and visit the temples and take a stroll in the garden." It was about 5:30 in the afternoon. The Pandit left the room with his friends and several of the devotees. After a while, the master went with M towards the bathing ghat on Ganges. He said to him, "Baburam now says, what shall I gain by study?" Baburam is, later on he becomes, he takes sannyasa. Premananda, he becomes. On the bank of river, he met the Pandit and said to him, "Are not you going to the Kali temple?" The Pandit said, Sri Ramakrishna is telling him. Pandit said, "Yes, sir, let us go together." With a smiling face, Sri Ramakrishna proceeded to the temple through the courtyard. He said to Pandit, "Listen to a song." He sang, "Is Kali my mother really black, the naked one of blackest hue? The lights the lotus of heart. The naked one of black hue lights the lotus of heart. As he was going through the courtyard, he quoted to the Pundit from a song, lighting the lamp of knowledge in the chamber of your heart. Behold the face of Mother, Brahman's embodiment. It's a beautiful combination of bhakti and jnana. We need jnana to form a rock foundation in our spiritual life. Any time, anything, any calamity, any danger, you will not be shaken by any fear, will not bother you if you have that Advaitic knowledge, the jnana. And if you have bhakti, it's a pleasant, joyful journey. So we make the rock foundation of jnana, and on that beautiful palace, edifice of bhakti, and start dwelling in it. The joy that you get and the firmness that never makes you shake. Three things will constantly shake us: the situations of life, people around, and bodily conditions. All this will not bother you if you have the Advaitic base, and will be constantly experiencing joy and bliss independent of these bodily existence, people around, and situations of life, and you'll be happily moving towards the divine independent of these three entities which constantly bother. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.